The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Today we're diving into a topic that's essential for anyone who wants to improve their life. We all know that life can be challenging at times, and it can be easy to feel stuck or overwhelmed. But the truth is, the path to a better life doesn't have to be complicated. It's about small, intentional choices we make every day. Now, this isn't about finding the quick fix or the latest hack to instantly feel better. No, it's about creating lasting change through simple but powerful principles. These are rules that can guide you toward a better, more fulfilled life. And the great thing is, they don't require perfection. They require consistency. So if you're ready to make some positive shifts, let's dive into the 20 rules that can help you create the life you've always wanted. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's keep going. 1. Embrace responsibility. The foundation of a better life starts with accepting full responsibility for every aspect of your existence. This is not always an easy thing to do, but it's a game changer. A lot of people go through life feeling like victims of their circumstances, blaming their failures, frustrations, and struggles on things or people outside their control, whether it's the economy, their upbringing, or other people's actions. But when you embrace responsibility, you stop waiting for external factors to change. You become the creator of your life. Think about it. When you blame someone else or external situations for your problems, you give away your power. You're saying, I can't do anything about this because it's not my fault. But the moment you realize that, no matter what's happening around you, you are in control of how you respond to it, everything changes. This mindset is key because it puts you in the driver's seat. Even if you can't control the situation itself, you can control your reactions to it. Whether you're dealing with a personal setback, a work-related challenge, or a difficult relationship, the responsibility you take will define how you handle these situations. You always have the power to choose your response. Let's break it down further. Taking responsibility means accepting that you have a hand in your circumstances, both the good and the bad. This doesn't mean you caused everything. Bad things can happen that are completely out of your control. But even in those situations, you are responsible for how you move forward. You decide whether you stay stuck, whether you learn from the experience, or whether you take steps to improve. For example, imagine you're in a job that doesn't fulfill you. It's easy to point fingers at your boss, your co-workers, or the company itself. But the truth is, it's your responsibility to decide if you're going to stay in that job or take action to change your situation. No one is going to come along and make that decision for you. It might be uncomfortable, it might be scary, but only you have the power to make a change. Embracing responsibility doesn't mean beating yourself up over mistakes. It means owning your mistakes, learning from them, and using them as stepping stones for growth. When you take responsibility, you give yourself the ability to change, and that's the most empowering thing you can do. Responsibility also applies to your personal growth. If you want to improve in any area of your life, whether it's health, relationships, or personal development, you have to take ownership. Nobody else can do the work for you. No one can motivate you to wake up early, hit the gym, read that book, or practice self-care. It all starts with you and your willingness to take responsibility for the path you choose to follow. Another aspect of embracing responsibility is accepting that you're the architect of your own future. Often we think that life just happens to us, but the truth is, our decisions today shape our tomorrow. If you consistently make choices that align with your goals, values, and long-term vision, you'll create the future you desire. But if you keep making excuses or waiting for things to change on their own, you'll find yourself stuck in the same place, wondering why things never improve. This principle also extends to your relationships. Take responsibility for the energy and behavior you bring into every interaction. You can't control other people's actions, but you can control how you communicate, how you react, and the boundaries you set. If you're in toxic relationships, it's up to you to either make changes or walk away. The decision to protect your peace and emotional well-being rests solely with you. When you fully embrace responsibility, you also start to let go of the need for external validation. You no longer wait for others to tell you that you're doing a good job or that you're on the right track. You validate yourself through your own actions and commitment to personal growth. This self-validation builds confidence and creates a strong foundation for moving forward with purpose. By embracing responsibility, you begin to shift your entire mindset. Instead of waiting for life to give you what you want, you actively create the life you envision. You become a proactive participant in your own success, rather than a passive observer. And with this mindset, there's nothing you can't achieve. 2. Focus on what you can control. A lot of the stress and frustration we experience comes from trying to control things that are out of our hands. Think about it. How many times have you worried about a situation where you had little to no influence, or been frustrated by someone else's behavior or an event that was beyond your reach? The truth is, we often expend an enormous amount of energy on things we can't control. External factors, other people's actions, the future. And that energy could be better spent on things that are within our control. The core of this principle lies in understanding that life is full of unpredictability. You can't control the weather, the economy, or the actions of other people. You can't change the past, and you certainly can't predict the future with certainty. But what you can control is how you respond to these challenges. Start by focusing on your actions, your thoughts, and your decisions. These are your domains, and how you choose to show up each day plays a massive role in shaping your experience of life. Think of your mind as your mental workspace. By controlling what enters it and how you direct your attention, you create an environment that's conducive to peace, productivity, and clarity. For example, let's say you're dealing with a difficult situation at work. Instead of focusing on your frustration about how others are behaving, ask yourself, what can I do to handle this situation better? Can you improve your communication? Can you adjust your own attitude or expectations? Can you approach the problem from a new angle? These are the areas where you have power. Focusing on these gives you a sense of agency and helps to mitigate the stress that comes from feeling powerless. Next, recognize the importance of managing your thoughts. Your thoughts create your reality, and how you interpret the world around you plays a critical role in your happiness. By practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, you can catch yourself when you're spiraling into negative thinking or focusing too much on things beyond your control. Instead, redirect your thoughts to what you can change. Cultivate a mindset of acceptance for things you cannot control, and train yourself to respond with grace and composure. In a practical sense, this can be as simple as choosing how you react to traffic. You can't control how many cars are on the road, but you can control whether you allow it to ruin your day. You can practice patience, put on a podcast, or even use the time to think deeply. Similarly, if you're faced with a setback in your career or personal life, focus on what actions you can take next, rather than dwelling on the setback itself. You may have heard the serenity prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This idea is at the core of focusing on what you can control. It's about finding peace in what is, while taking proactive steps to change what you can for the better. In addition, setting boundaries is another powerful way to focus on what you control. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when we constantly allow others to dictate our time, energy, and attention. Learn to say no when needed. Protect your energy. If something doesn't align with your values or priorities, let it go. You are in charge of your own time, and every yes to something or someone else is a no to something that might serve you better. Ultimately, the practice of focusing on what you can control helps you shift from a place of helplessness to empowerment. Life becomes less about reacting to circumstances and more about consciously creating your own experience. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed or stressed, take a step back. Ask yourself, what's within my control right now? By answering that question and focusing your energy on those areas, you'll find that you can navigate challenges with more confidence and peace of mind. When you focus on what you can control, you free yourself from the chaos of the external world and put your energy where it will actually make a difference. within yourself and your immediate surroundings. 3. Practice gratitude daily. Gratitude is often one of the simplest yet most transformative practices you can adopt, and it has the power to significantly improve your overall outlook on life. It's easy to overlook how powerful a grateful mindset can be, especially in the face of challenges or during tough times. But cultivating a sense of gratitude can shift your focus away from scarcity and bring your attention to the abundance in your life. At its core, gratitude is the practice of acknowledging the good things, no matter how small, and being thankful for them. When you wake up in the morning, rather than starting your day by focusing on what's missing or what's going wrong, take a moment to reflect on what's going right. This shift in perspective doesn't just impact your mood, it can literally change your brain chemistry. Research has shown that regular practice of gratitude activates areas in the brain responsible for positive emotions and well-being, and over time, it rewires your brain to naturally focus more on the positive. Start by making it a daily habit to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big, life-changing things. Sometimes it's the little things that have the biggest impact. Maybe it's the cup of coffee that warmed you up this morning, the text from a friend checking in on you, or simply the fact that the sun is shining today. These small moments are often overlooked, but they contribute to a richer, fuller experience of life. Once you've established a daily gratitude practice, dig deeper. Ask yourself, why are you grateful for these things? What do they bring to your life that adds value? This exercise helps you move beyond surface-level gratitude into a more profound understanding of what truly nourishes your soul. When you start to realize the layers of gratitude in your life, you begin to see how much good you already have. It's easy to get caught in the mindset of, I'll be happy when I get that promotion, when I have more money, when I finally achieve X. But the truth is, waiting for something to happen to trigger your gratitude is a surefire way to miss out on the joy you can access right now. Gratitude doesn't just impact your emotions, it also benefits your physical health. Studies show that people who practice gratitude regularly experience lower levels of stress and better sleep. Why? Because gratitude helps to regulate emotions, reduce anxiety, and foster a sense of calm. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, your stress levels decrease, and your ability to relax and recharge increases. Gratitude also plays a significant role in strengthening relationships. When you express appreciation for the people in your life, it fosters deeper connections. Take time to thank those around you, whether it's a colleague who helped you on a project or a loved one who offered support during a difficult time. Saying thank you is a simple yet powerful gesture that reinforces positive relationships. And when you make gratitude a part of your life, you'll notice that others tend to reciprocate. Gratitude is contagious. When you lead with appreciation, it inspires others to do the same. Additionally, gratitude encourages mindfulness. By practicing gratitude, you start to pay attention to the present moment. Instead of getting lost in regrets about the past or worries about the future, you learn to appreciate what's happening right here and now. This is a key element of mindfulness, which has been proven to reduce stress, increase happiness, and improve overall mental well-being. Gratitude also helps develop resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, but when you cultivate a mindset of thankfulness, you begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. In difficult situations, focusing on what you are grateful for, even in the midst of adversity, can help you shift from a place of victimhood to a place of empowerment. This doesn't mean ignoring the tough stuff, but it does mean that you refuse to let it define you. By recognizing what's still going well, even when times are hard, you give yourself the strength to move forward with hope and determination. A powerful way to further deepen your gratitude practice is to keep a gratitude journal. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on your experiences. Write down 3 to 5 things you're thankful for, along with a few sentences explaining why they're meaningful to you. This will help you develop a deeper appreciation for your day-to-day life and encourage you to notice the small moments of joy that might otherwise go unnoticed. As you continue practicing gratitude, you'll notice that your perspective on life starts to change. You'll begin to focus more on what's going right rather than what's going wrong, and you'll start to find more joy in the everyday moments. Gratitude turns ordinary experiences into extraordinary ones, and over time, you'll see that your life has more blessings than you ever realized. Incorporating gratitude into your daily routine doesn't require major time commitments or drastic changes. It's about consciously choosing to be thankful, even when it feels like there's not much to be grateful for. The more you practice, the more natural it will become, and the more you'll begin to see how much better life can be when you focus on what truly matters. 4. Prioritize health. Your health is the foundation of everything else in your life. Without it, nothing else truly matters. When we talk about health, we often focus on the physical aspect, but it's important to remember that health encompasses both your body and your mind. A balance of the two is essential for overall well-being and success in life. Let's dive deeper into why health should be a top priority and how you can take action to improve it. First and foremost, physical health is key. Regular exercise is not just about staying fit. It's about keeping your body functioning properly. A strong body is the vehicle that allows you to accomplish all the goals you set in life. Whether it's running, lifting weights, practicing yoga, or walking, moving your body is one of the most effective ways to increase your energy levels, boost your immune system, and reduce the risk of chronic diseases. Find a form of exercise that you enjoy and make it a part of your routine. Consistency is what matters here. Even if you start with just a few minutes a day, the more you commit to your physical health, the more you'll see benefits over time. But it's not just about working out. Nutrition plays a huge role in your physical well-being. You fuel your body with the food you eat, so it's essential to make healthy choices. That doesn't mean depriving yourself or being perfect all the time, but it does mean paying attention to what you're consuming. A balanced diet of whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and whole grains gives your body the nutrients it needs to function at its best. Hydration is also a key factor. Drinking enough water daily helps maintain your energy, improve digestion, and promote mental clarity. Sleep is another pillar of health that often gets overlooked. You might be tempted to sacrifice sleep to get more done, but in reality, that's counterproductive. Lack of sleep negatively impacts cognitive function, mood, and immune health. Make sure you're getting the right amount of rest for your body, typically 7 to 9 hours for adults. Establish a nighttime routine to help signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Avoid screen time before bed, create a calming environment, and stick to a regular sleep schedule. Mental health is equally important. A healthy mind leads to a healthy body, and vice versa. In today's fast-paced world, stress has become an almost unavoidable part of life. However, learning to manage stress is essential for maintaining mental well-being. Practices like mindfulness meditation, deep breathing, or journaling can help you keep your mind calm and focused. These activities allow you to check in with yourself, process emotions, and prevent burnout. It's also crucial to nurture your emotional health. Emotional well-being means having the ability to experience a range of emotions while staying grounded and in control. It involves recognizing and expressing your feelings in healthy ways without letting them overwhelm you. Developing emotional resilience through self-awareness, self-compassion, and support systems like close friends or a therapist can greatly enhance your quality of life. Another aspect of mental health is your mindset. Cultivating a positive, growth-oriented mindset can help you navigate challenges with grace. Focus on what you can learn from difficult situations instead of feeling defeated by them. Practice self-acceptance and give yourself permission to make mistakes. Your mind needs just as much care and attention as your body, so make time for activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Ultimately, health is about balance. It's not about achieving perfection in one area while neglecting the others. Aim for a holistic approach where you prioritize physical activity, good nutrition, mental wellness, and self-care in all forms. Remember, small changes over time can have a huge cumulative impact. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. Just start with one small habit and build from there. When you make your health a priority, you're investing in your future. A healthy body and mind are the keys to a long, fulfilling life. One where you can show up as the best version of yourself, ready to tackle whatever challenges come your way. 5. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Comparison is one of the most destructive habits we can develop. It's so easy to scroll through social media and feel like everyone else has it together, whether it's their career, relationships, or lifestyle. But here's the truth. You are on your own unique journey. When you compare yourself to others, you're not seeing the whole picture. You're only seeing the highlight reel of someone else's life, and it's not a fair comparison. The first thing to understand is that everyone has their own struggles and challenges. People don't share the behind-the-scenes moments that are just as messy, frustrating, and painful as anyone else's. When you compare your everyday life to someone else's best moments, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. That feeling of inadequacy is completely false. It's like comparing a rough draft of your life to someone else's final manuscript. It doesn't make sense. Instead of measuring your worth against others, start measuring your growth against yourself. Look at where you were a year ago, 5 years ago, or even just a month ago. Focus on how much you've learned, how much stronger you've become, and the progress you've made. This kind of self-reflection helps you see how far you've come, and it will motivate you to keep moving forward. Another aspect to consider is that comparison often leads to a sense of scarcity. When you focus on others' success, you may feel like there's less room for you to succeed. But success isn't a finite resource. Just because someone else is thriving doesn't take away from your potential to do the same. There is more than enough for everyone. Everyone's journey is different, and your time to shine will come too. Furthermore, comparison can often breed jealousy and resentment. These emotions are toxic and drain your energy. Instead of celebrating others' achievements, you may find yourself feeling envious or bitter. Letting these feelings control you doesn't serve your growth or happiness. Instead, practice shifting your mindset to one of abundance and joy. When someone else succeeds, congratulate them. Their success doesn't diminish your own. It can actually inspire you to keep striving toward your goals. A good practice to break the habit of comparison is to limit your exposure to sources that make you feel inadequate. If scrolling through social media triggers comparison, consider unfollowing accounts that make you feel less than or insecure. Instead, follow accounts that inspire you, uplift you, and promote positivity. Remember, you can curate your online environment to support your well-being. Additionally, focus on your own strengths and progress. What are you truly good at? What are your passions? Cultivate those aspects of yourself. When you invest time and energy into things that fulfill you and bring you joy, the need to compare starts to fade away. You'll realize that you have your own unique value, and that's what matters most. And finally, consider embracing the concept of celebrating others. When you actively choose to appreciate the successes of those around you, you break the cycle of comparison and open yourself up to gratitude. It's about building a community of support rather than competition. When you embrace collaboration and cheer for others, you also reinforce your own sense of abundance and fulfillment. Remember, comparison is a shortcut to unhappiness. Instead, focus on your own path and trust that your time to grow, thrive, and succeed will come when it's meant to. 6. Set clear goals. Setting clear goals is one of the most powerful actions you can take to improve your life. Without clear goals, it's easy to drift through life, feeling unsure of where you're heading or how to get there. Goals give you direction, purpose, and something to strive toward. But setting effective goals goes beyond simply writing down a few things you'd like to achieve. It requires a strategic, thoughtful approach that transforms your dreams into actionable steps. Start by making your goals specific. A vague goal like, "I want to get healthier," is too broad to guide your actions. Instead, refine it. A specific goal would be, "I will exercise 30 minutes every day for the next month," or "I will eat 5 servings of vegetables daily." These are measurable, concrete steps you can track and build upon. Once your goals are specific, make them achievable. While it's important to dream big, you also want to ensure that your goals are realistic. given your current resources, skills, and time. If your goal is too far out of reach, it can become overwhelming and discouraging. Break your larger, ambitious goals down into smaller, manageable chunks. For example, if your long-term goal is to write a book, start by setting the goal to write 500 words a day, then gradually increase your output as you progress. Next, make your goals relevant. Your goals should align with your core values and vision for the future. This connection makes it easier to stay motivated because you'll be working towards something that resonates deeply with you. Ask yourself, does this goal bring me closer to my ideal life? If the answer is yes, then you know you're on the right track. If not, you may need to reassess or adjust your goals to ensure they're in line with what truly matters. The next key element in goal setting is making them time-bound. Without a deadline, it's easy to procrastinate. A goal without a time frame can easily slip into the someday category, never really taking shape. Set a clear deadline for each goal. For example, I will launch my online business by June 1st, or I will save $5,000 for an emergency fund within the next year. This creates a sense of urgency and keeps you focused on the necessary steps to make your goal a reality. To stay on track, it's important to break your goals down even further. Take your large, long-term goal and break it into smaller milestones and daily tasks. This makes it less daunting and gives you small wins along the way, keeping you motivated. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, break it down into monthly training targets, weekly mileage, and daily runs. Each step becomes a concrete action that brings you closer to the bigger picture. Once your goals are clear and broken down, create a system of accountability. It's one thing to write down goals, but it's another to ensure that you're actually working toward them. Share your goals with a trusted friend, mentor, or coach who will check in with you regularly to keep you accountable. You might also consider tracking your progress in a journal, app, or calendar. Reflecting on your journey and tracking your wins will remind you of your progress, especially when things get tough. Regularly, review and adjust your goals. Life changes, and so do your circumstances. Be flexible and willing to reassess your goals as needed. A goal that made sense 6 months ago may no longer be the priority today. Periodically check in with yourself. Are your goals still relevant? Are they still challenging you, or have they become too easy? Don't be afraid to pivot or make adjustments as needed to stay aligned with your evolving vision. Finally, make sure that your goals are connected to a deeper sense of purpose. When your goals are aligned with your values and your why, they become more than just tasks to check off. They transform into a powerful driving force that propels you forward even when the journey gets difficult. If your goal is to lose weight, for example, don't just focus on the number on the scale. Focus on how being healthier will increase your energy, improve your relationships, or enhance your quality of life. The deeper the connection to your personal why, the more you'll stay committed to seeing it through. 7. Be present. Being present might sound simple, but in today's fast-paced world, it's one of the hardest things to practice consistently. We live in an age of constant distractions. From our phones to our thoughts, it's easy to let our minds wander, which takes us out of the present moment. But the truth is, life only happens now, this moment. The past is gone, and the future hasn't happened yet. All we have is the present, and when we truly engage with it, we unlock a deeper sense of fulfillment and peace. Start with awareness. The first step in practicing presence is awareness. Notice when your mind drifts away from what you're doing. You might catch yourself thinking about something that happened earlier or worrying about what's coming next. These distractions are natural, but the key is to recognize when they happen and gently bring your focus back to the present moment. This might take time, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Mindful breathing. One of the easiest ways to stay anchored in the present is through mindful breathing. When you find your mind racing, take a few deep breaths. Breathe in slowly through your nose, hold for a second, and then exhale fully through your mouth. Focus on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This not only grounds you in the present, but also calms your nervous system and reduces stress. Even just a minute of deep breathing can make a big difference. Engage fully in conversations. A simple but powerful way to be present is by actively engaging in conversations. How many times have you been having a conversation but found yourself distracted by your phone, the television, or your own thoughts? This not only disrupts your connection with others, but it also means you miss out on valuable moments. When you're talking to someone, focus entirely on them. Make eye contact, listen without planning your response, and show genuine interest in what they're saying. You'll find that these interactions become more meaningful and your relationships will deepen. Reduce multitasking. Multitasking might seem like a time saver, but in reality, it spreads your attention thin. Research has shown that multitasking can actually decrease productivity and reduce the quality of your work. The key to being present is to focus on one task at a time. Whether you're working, eating, or having a conversation, give that task your full attention. This will not only help you do your best, but also make each moment feel richer. Use mindful techniques for everyday tasks. Presence isn't limited to big moments. It's about infusing mindfulness into your daily activities. Washing the dishes, pay attention to the sensation of water on your hands. Walking outside, notice the sounds, the breeze, the colors around you. Eating a meal, savor each bite, appreciating the flavors and textures. These simple activities can become moments of meditation if you approach them with mindfulness. Let go of the need for constant productivity. Many people have a hard time being present because they feel they should always be doing something productive. This constant drive for efficiency can leave us feeling drained and disconnected from the moment. Allow yourself time to simply be. Take a break without guilt. Engage in hobbies or activities that don't have a clear end goal. This can include sitting outside and watching the clouds, listening to music, or even doing nothing at all. Embrace the idea that you don't always need to be working or achieving to be valuable. Being present and in the moment is enough. Embrace the power of now. The truth is, the only moment you have is now. The past is already gone, and the future is uncertain. But in this moment, you have the power to create peace, joy, and connection. Every time you choose to be present, you take your power back from distractions and give yourself the chance to live a fuller, more meaningful life. The long-term benefits. As you continue to practice being present, you'll begin to notice some long-term benefits. For one, you'll experience less stress. When you're fully engaged in the present, you're not bogged down by worries about the past or future. This can lead to a greater sense of peace and overall mental clarity. Additionally, your relationships will improve. People can sense when you're genuinely present with them, and this builds trust and emotional connection. Lastly, you'll develop a deeper sense of gratitude. The more present you are, the more you'll appreciate the little moments in life, making everything feel more fulfilling. By consistently practicing presence, you can bring more peace, joy, and connection into your life. It's not about perfection, but rather about being mindful and intentional with your time and energy. Being present isn't just a nice idea, it's a transformative way of living. 8. Learn to say no. Saying no is one of the most important skills for maintaining balance, peace, and focus in your life. We all have limits. Time, energy, and resources are finite. When you constantly say yes to every request or opportunity, you're spreading yourself too thin, which can lead to stress, burnout, and resentment. It's not about being selfish, it's about self-preservation and prioritizing what truly matters to you. Saying no can be difficult for many reasons. We often worry about disappointing others or fear that rejecting an offer will harm our relationships. There's also the underlying fear of missing out, FOMO. What if this opportunity is the one that changes everything? But here's the truth. Saying yes to everything often means saying no to the things that align with your true values, goals, and desires. To say no confidently, you first need to understand the importance of boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls. They're guidelines that protect your time, energy, and well-being. When you set healthy boundaries, you're creating a space where you can prioritize what's most important. Boundaries also help you communicate your needs clearly to others, ensuring that you're not overburdened by requests that don't align with your priorities. Think of boundaries as a form of self-respect. When you respect your own time and limits, others will too. And if they don't, That's a clear signal that the relationship may need re-evaluation. One of the biggest obstacles to saying no is guilt. You might feel bad for turning someone down, but it's important to remember that your worth isn't determined by how much you do for others. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why you're saying no. Your time and energy are your own to manage. If you do feel the need to explain, keep it simple. A brief, "I'm unable to commit right now, but I appreciate you thinking of me," is enough. You don't need to justify yourself or go into a long, complicated explanation. And remember, you don't need to offer an alternative solution unless you genuinely want to help in a different way. Sometimes, saying no means just saying no, and that's perfectly acceptable. When you learn to say no, you create space for what truly matters to you. By being selective about where you invest your time and energy, you make room for your goals, passions, and personal growth. Saying no also fosters a deeper sense of self-awareness. You start to become more in tune with your own needs and what makes you feel fulfilled, rather than constantly chasing after external validation or approval. Additionally, learning to say no strengthens your self-discipline. It requires the ability to assess whether an opportunity aligns with your long-term vision or is simply a distraction. Over time, you'll get better at recognizing what deserves your attention and what doesn't, making it easier to stay focused on your path. The art of saying no applies to various aspects of life. In work, you don't have to take on every project or task that comes your way. It's important to recognize when you're at capacity and to communicate that effectively with your coworkers or superiors. If you're constantly overloaded with work, your productivity will drop and your well-being will suffer. In social life, social obligations can be overwhelming. While it's important to maintain relationships, it's equally crucial to know when you need to say no to an event or gathering. Don't feel pressured to attend every get-together, especially if it compromises your personal time or mental health. With family, saying no can feel challenging, but it's important for maintaining healthy relationships. You can still love and support your family without sacrificing your own well-being. Lastly, when it comes to personal projects, when you're passionate about something, it can be tempting to take on more than you can handle. But overcommitting can lead to burnout. Saying no allows you to focus on the projects that truly excite you, rather than spreading yourself thin across too many. In essence, saying no is one of the most powerful acts of self-care. It's an affirmation that you're worthy of protecting your time and energy. It also ensures that when you do say yes, it's because you genuinely want to and can fully commit. This not only makes you more effective in your endeavors, but also more authentic in your relationships. So the next time you're faced with a request, take a moment to check in with yourself. Does this align with your goals? Does it support your well-being? If the answer is no, trust yourself enough to turn it down. Saying no may be difficult at first, but the more you practice, the more natural it will become. And in the end, it will help you lead a life that's more intentional, focused, and fulfilling. 9. Surround yourself with positive people. Your environment plays a massive role in shaping who you are, and one of the most influential aspects of your environment is the people you spend time with. The energy, mindset, and behavior of those around you directly impact your own energy and mindset. If you consistently surround yourself with positive, motivated, and growth-oriented individuals, you're more likely to reflect those qualities in your own life. But how do you identify and nurture these relationships? Recognize the influence of negative energy. Start by being aware of the people in your life who drain your energy, rather than uplifting it. Negative energy can take many forms: constant complaining, pessimism, gossip, jealousy, or a general lack of support for your dreams and goals. While it's natural to have difficult moments or phases, constant negativity can be toxic. Negative people tend to focus on problems instead of solutions, and being around them can cloud your perspective, making it harder for you to see opportunities or move forward with your own goals. Over time, their mindset can become contagious, and you might find yourself adopting the same outlook. Seek out people who uplift and challenge you. On the flip side, positive people are those who uplift you, challenge you to grow, and inspire you to be better. They are not afraid to call you out when necessary, but they do so with kindness and respect, knowing that their purpose is to help you improve. Surround yourself with individuals who are ambitious, curious, and open-minded, people who push you outside of your comfort zone in a constructive way. Look for those who celebrate your successes without jealousy and offer genuine support in your failures without judgment. The power of accountability. Having positive, growth-oriented people in your life also brings the benefit of accountability. When you surround yourself with individuals who are committed to their own goals, you're more likely to stay on track with your own aspirations. These people will help keep you motivated, offer valuable feedback, and sometimes provide a much-needed nudge when you start slacking. Accountability works both ways. By actively participating in the progress of others, you cultivate a strong sense of community and shared success. It fosters a support network where everyone is motivated to show up as their best selves, knowing that the group's collective energy can drive everyone forward. Quality over quantity. It's essential to remember that it's not about having a large circle of friends, but rather about having a few individuals who truly make a positive impact on your life. You don't need to be surrounded by hundreds of people, but rather by those whose values align with yours and who genuinely want the best for you. Be the positive influence yourself. Another aspect of surrounding yourself with positive people is becoming one of them. In order to attract the right kind of energy, you must first be that energy. Be the person who listens, encourages, and motivates others. Show up with a positive attitude, and others will naturally be drawn to you. A positive attitude isn't about ignoring the difficulties of life. It's about approaching challenges with optimism, confidence, and a mindset that looks for opportunities to grow, even in adversity. When you cultivate this within yourself, you'll naturally start attracting others who share the same perspective. Setting boundaries. While it's crucial to surround yourself with positive influences, you also need to protect your energy by setting boundaries. There's a big difference between being supportive and allowing toxic behaviors to drag you down. Don't be afraid to distance yourself from individuals who consistently drain you or bring negativity into your life. It's okay to say no, set limits, and prioritize your well-being. The ripple effect of positive connections. Positive relationships often lead to other positive relationships. When you align yourself with uplifting individuals, you create a ripple effect that extends beyond your immediate circle. By associating with people who are striving to better themselves, you naturally open doors for new opportunities, partnerships, and friendships. You become part of a network of people who are all elevating one another, and this synergy leads to growth for everyone involved. Building your network. Finally, take intentional steps to build your network of positive people. Seek out communities that share your values, whether that's a professional group, a fitness class, a book club, or even an online forum. Engage with people who challenge you to think differently, learn new things, and push past your comfort zones. You can also create positive relationships in your workplace or social environment by taking initiative to connect with like-minded individuals. Start by being approachable, showing genuine interest in others, and offering your support where possible. Over time, you'll build a network of people who will be there to support you, help you grow, and celebrate your achievements. In summary, surrounding yourself with positive people is one of the most powerful choices you can make for your life. These relationships shape the way you think, act, and grow. By intentionally choosing to engage with people who uplift, motivate, and inspire you, you'll see significant improvements in your own life, mindset, and overall success. 10. Continuously learn and grow. Growth is a constant, ongoing process. If you want to improve your life, you must adopt a mindset that sees every situation as an opportunity to learn. This means cultivating a habit of lifelong learning, where you seek out new information, skills, and experiences, and allow those things to shape your personal development. First, understand that growth is not just about academic learning, but about expanding your horizons in every area of life, emotionally, socially, and intellectually. For example, you could read books and articles that challenge your thinking, or learn a new language to expand your worldview. But growth also comes from getting outside your comfort zone and trying things you've never done before. Whether it's a new hobby, a challenging project, or a difficult conversation. When it comes to learning, consider the quality of your sources. It's important to be intentional about where you get your information. In the age of constant media bombardment, we're surrounded by noise, opinions, advertisements, and distractions. But to truly grow, you need to prioritize content that is educational, insightful, and purposeful. Look for thought leaders, experts, or even peers who can offer valuable perspectives and guide your growth. You might also consider investing in formal education or skill development programs. This could be anything from taking online courses to enrolling in a workshop or attending seminars. Learning new skills doesn't only expand your knowledge, it can also boost your confidence and open up new career opportunities. For example, picking up coding could introduce you to new job prospects, while taking a course in emotional intelligence could improve your relationships. Another key component of growth is reflection. Taking the time to regularly assess what you've learned and how you've applied it will ensure that you're moving forward in a meaningful way. Ask yourself questions like, what did I learn today? Or, how can I apply this lesson to improve my life? Regular reflection helps solidify the knowledge you've gained and allows you to spot areas for improvement. It also creates an ongoing loop of learning and growing, rather than just a one-off event. Additionally, seek out mentors. Surrounding yourself with people who have experience in areas you want to grow in is invaluable. A mentor can offer advice, share their journey, and provide support during difficult times. Learning from others is often faster and more practical than trying to figure things out on your own. Remember, learning isn't always about big achievements. Sometimes it's about the small moments and insights that accumulate over time. Growth happens when you make a habit of looking for lessons in every part of your life. This could be in your relationships, your career, or even in how you handle challenges. The key is to remain curious. The world is full of wisdom, and it's available to anyone willing to seek it. Lastly, don't let your learning stop once you reach a certain age or milestone in life. Growth isn't bound by a specific stage, it's a journey that lasts a lifetime. As you age, you might face new challenges, but you also gain a deeper understanding of the world and your place in it. Keep that hunger for learning alive, no matter your age or experience level. The more you learn, the more you evolve, and that's where the true magic of life lies. In conclusion, learning and growing aren't just about acquiring new knowledge or skills, they're about evolving into a better version of yourself. Cultivate a growth mindset, embrace curiosity, seek out diverse sources of knowledge, and never stop improving. When you do this, you'll discover that life continually becomes richer, more fulfilling, and full of endless possibilities. 11. Practice patience. Great things take time, but in a world of instant gratification, patience is becoming a lost art. We expect quick results, whether in our careers, relationships, personal growth, or even our health. But real, lasting progress is rarely immediate. Patience isn't just about waiting, it's about how you wait and what you do while you wait. Think about a tree. You plant a seed, water it, and ensure it gets enough sunlight. But for a long time, you don't see anything happening. Beneath the soil, though, roots are spreading, strengthening the foundation. The same principle applies to life. Just because you don't see results immediately doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Every effort you make, every book you read, every workout you complete, every skill you practice contributes to something greater. The key is to trust the process and understand that success and fulfillment don't happen overnight. Patience is more than just a virtue. It's a skill that improves every aspect of life. In relationships, it helps you navigate conflicts, allowing you to listen, understand, and give people the time they need to grow. In your career, patience helps you avoid frustration when things don't move as fast as you'd like. Instead of feeling stuck, you can focus on refining your craft, making meaningful connections, and preparing yourself for the opportunities that will come. In personal development, patience allows you to embrace the learning process. Mastery takes time, whether it's learning an instrument, developing a new habit, or improving your mindset. Expecting instant results will only lead to disappointment. One of the biggest benefits of patience is that it reduces stress and anxiety. When you constantly expect fast results, you put unnecessary pressure on yourself. You become frustrated longer than expected, leading to burnout and discouragement. But when you develop patience, you learn to relax and trust that everything will unfold in its own time. You stop rushing and start appreciating the journey instead of obsessing over the destination. Patience also strengthens resilience. Life won't always go according to plan. You'll face delays, setbacks, and obstacles that test your perseverance. But patience allows you to adapt, to keep going even when progress seems slow. It reminds you that temporary frustration is just that, temporary. Many people quit too soon simply because they lack patience. They abandon their goals, relationships, or ambitions when they don't see immediate results. But those who succeed understand that patience, combined with consistent effort, is the key to long-term achievement. So how can you develop more patience? First, shift your mindset. Stop viewing delays as failures and start seeing them as part of the process. Second, practice mindfulness. Focus on the present moment rather than obsessing over how long something is taking. Third, remind yourself of the bigger picture. When you're feeling frustrated, ask yourself, will this matter in a year, 5 years, 10? Often the things that test our patience in the moment are insignificant in the grand scheme of life. Finally, remember this: anything worth having takes time. The best relationships, the most rewarding careers, and the strongest skills all require patience and persistence. So stay steady, trust the journey, and remind yourself that slow progress is still progress. 12. Accept failure as part of the journey. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Yet, many people fear failure so much that they avoid taking risks or pursuing their dreams altogether. This fear keeps them stuck in their comfort zone, never pushing boundaries, never discovering their true potential. But if you look closely at the stories of the most successful people in history, you'll see a common theme. Failure wasn't something they avoided, it was something they embraced. Think about Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Every experiment that didn't work wasn't a waste of time, it was a step closer to finding the right solution. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 different publishers before one finally took a chance on Harry Potter. Michael Jordan, widely considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school team. If they had let failure define them, they never would have achieved greatness. So how do you shift your mindset around failure? First, reframe how you see it. Instead of viewing failure as a dead end, see it as feedback. Every mistake, setback, and shortcoming is an opportunity to learn. If something doesn't work, it doesn't mean you're not capable. It simply means that this particular approach wasn't the right one. Instead of thinking, "I failed," start thinking, "I learned something new." This small mental shift can change the way you approach challenges. Second, separate failure from identity. Failing at something does not mean you are a failure. Too often, people internalize failure as a personal flaw rather than an event. This leads to feelings of shame, self-doubt, and hesitation to try again. But failure is an event, not a person. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," remind yourself, "This didn't work, but I can find a way to improve." The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the absence of failure, it's their ability to separate their self-worth from the setbacks they experience. Third, embrace resilience. The only way to truly fail is to quit. Every time you push through failure, you build resilience, a mental toughness that makes future challenges easier to handle. Think of failure as weightlifting for your mind. Every time you lift a heavier weight, you break down your muscles, but they grow back stronger. The same applies to setbacks. Each failure you endure makes you more prepared for the next challenge. Over time, you'll fear failure less because you'll develop trust in your ability to recover and adapt. Fourth, understand that failure is a sign of growth. If you've never failed at anything, it probably means you haven't been pushing yourself hard enough. Staying in your comfort zone may feel safe, but it leads to stagnation. True growth comes from attempting things you're not yet good at, stumbling, adjusting, and trying again. Whether you're learning a new skill, starting a business, or improving your relationships, failure is proof that you're pushing limits and expanding your capabilities. Fifth, examine your failures with curiosity, not judgment. Many people fear failure because they judge themselves too harshly when it happens. Instead, take a step back and analyze it as if you were an outsider. Ask yourself, what exactly went wrong? What can I learn from this? What would I do differently next time? By treating failure as a puzzle to solve rather than a reflection of your worth, you turn it into a tool for growth. Sixth, be kind to yourself. Nobody is perfect, and mistakes are inevitable. Instead of beating yourself up over a failure, practice self-compassion. Imagine how you would talk to a friend who just experienced a setback. Would you call them a failure? Or would you encourage them to try again? Treat yourself with the same level of kindness and understanding. Acknowledge the setback, extract the lesson, and move forward with greater wisdom. Seventh, recognize that failure is often a redirection. Sometimes, when things don't work out the way we planned, it's because something better is waiting for us down a different path. There are countless stories of people who lost jobs, faced rejections, or had projects collapse, only to later realize that those failures pushed them towards something even greater. What seems like a loss in the moment might actually be a hidden blessing leading you to a better opportunity. Finally, remember that failure is temporary. When you experience a setback, it may feel like the end of the world, but in reality, most failures fade over time. Think back to a mistake you made 5 years ago. Chances are it doesn't affect your life today. Most failures are just bumps in the road. They seem significant in the moment, but in the grand scheme of your life, they are just lessons along the way. Failure is not the end of the road, it's part of the journey. The sooner you embrace it, the faster you'll grow, improve, and ultimately succeed. 13. Cultivate compassion. Compassion is one of the most underrated yet powerful traits a person can develop. It's more than just being kind. It's about genuinely understanding and empathizing with others while also extending that same grace to yourself. At its core, compassion is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, to see their struggles not just from an outsider's perspective, but as if they were your own. It means recognizing that everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. The person who cuts you off in traffic might be rushing to the hospital. The cashier who seems distant might be going through a personal crisis. When you train yourself to approach situations with compassion rather than judgment, you naturally develop deeper patience and emotional resilience. Compassion for others. To cultivate compassion for others, practice active listening. Too often, we listen to respond rather than to understand. Next time you're in a conversation, really focus on what the other person is saying without mentally preparing your reply. This simple shift can dramatically improve your relationships and how people perceive you. Another way to strengthen your compassion is through acts of kindness. They don't have to be grand gestures. Small, everyday actions make a difference. Hold the door open for someone, give a genuine compliment, check in on a friend, or simply offer a smile. Compassion is not about fixing people's problems. It's about showing up and making them feel seen, valued, and supported. Compassion for yourself. Equally important is self-compassion. Many people are their own harshest critics, holding themselves to impossible standards and punishing themselves for their mistakes. Imagine if you spoke to your friends the way you speak to yourself. Would they still want to be around you? Would they feel encouraged, or would they feel torn down? Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a loved one. It means understanding that failure is a part of growth, that you are allowed to have bad days, and that your worth isn't tied to your productivity or achievements. A great practice to develop self-compassion is mindfulness. Instead of letting negative self-talk run unchecked, pause and recognize those thoughts for what they are. Just thoughts, not facts. Then consciously reframe them. Instead of saying, "I'm such a failure for making that mistake," tell yourself, "I'm human, and mistakes are how I learn." The ripple effect of compassion. Compassion doesn't just improve your relationships, it also improves your own well-being. Studies show that compassionate people experience lower stress, better emotional health, and even physical benefits like reduced inflammation. When you make compassion a daily practice, you create a positive ripple effect. The kindness you show to one person spreads to others, influencing your environment in ways you may never fully see. In the end, a better life isn't just about personal success or happiness, it's about lifting others up along the way. And the more compassion you give, the more you'll find it reflected back to you. 14. Live with integrity. Living with integrity means aligning your actions, words, and beliefs. It's about being truthful, honest, and consistent in every aspect of your life, even when no one is watching. Integrity isn't just a trait, it's a way of life that defines your character and earns the trust and respect of others. When you live with integrity, you become someone people can rely on. Your word becomes your bond. If you say you're going to do something, people know you'll follow through. It's about building trust, not only in your relationships, but also in your own self-worth. When you act with integrity, you are confident in your choices and comfortable with your decisions, because you know they reflect who you truly are. Be honest with yourself. Living with integrity starts with being honest with yourself. A lot of times, we avoid acknowledging our own truths because it's easier to deny or ignore things we don't want to face. However, the longer we do this, the more disconnected we become from our authentic selves. This disconnection can lead to inner conflict, confusion, and even resentment. Take time to reflect on your thoughts, actions, and motivations. Ask yourself difficult questions. Why did I react that way? What do I really want out of this situation? Am I being true to my values, or am I trying to please others? It's these uncomfortable moments of self-awareness that allow you to realign yourself with who you truly want to be. Live according to your values. Your values are your moral compass, and integrity means living according to them, even when it's difficult. Integrity is about standing firm in your principles, especially when the world around you is tempting you to bend or break them. It's easy to do the right thing when it's convenient, but the real test of integrity comes when it's hard or when no one else will know. Take a moment to define your values. What do you believe in? What are the non-negotiables in your life? Maybe it's honesty, kindness, fairness, or hard work. Whatever your values are, make sure your actions align with them every single day. For example, if honesty is a core value, even small white lies should be avoided. Over time, dishonesty, no matter how small, erodes your integrity and can lead to bigger ethical compromises. On the other hand, when you consistently live in alignment with your values, you strengthen your integrity and gain a reputation for being reliable and trustworthy. Be transparent in your actions. Transparency is another key component of integrity. It's not just about doing the right thing. It's about being open about your actions and intentions. Transparency builds trust because it shows others that you have nothing to hide. If you're transparent with people in your life, whether in friendships, work relationships, or your family, there's no room for misunderstanding or deceit. Being transparent also means accepting responsibility for your mistakes. If you mess up, own up to it. Integrity isn't about being perfect. It's about taking accountability for your actions. When you admit your faults and seek to make things right, you not only demonstrate strength of character, but you also set a positive example for those around you. Respect your commitments. Integrity involves a deep respect for your commitments, whether they're to others or to yourself. When you make promises, whether big or small, make sure you follow through. This builds credibility and trust. However, life is unpredictable, and there may be times when you can't keep a commitment. When this happens, communicate honestly and respectfully and make amends where possible. For example, if you commit to helping a friend move but find you've overbooked yourself, a quick, honest conversation can maintain the integrity of your relationship. You might say, "I'm really sorry, but I overcommitted myself. I can't help today, but I'll find another time to assist you." This honesty, rather than making excuses or avoiding the conversation, upholds your integrity. Respect others' integrity. Integrity isn't just about how you treat yourself, but also how you treat others. Respecting the integrity of those around you is equally important. This means being honest in your dealings with others, treating them with fairness, and upholding the same standards of truth and transparency that you expect for yourself. For instance, if you're part of a team, be mindful of not just your own work, but also your teammates. Offer honest feedback, support them when they need help, and always give credit where credit is due. This ensures that the culture of integrity extends beyond you and creates a community of respect. Integrity is the foundation of respect. At the core, integrity is about gaining and maintaining respect, not through superficial acts, but through your consistent actions and character. When you live with integrity, people start to trust you and look up to you. You lead by example, not by force or authority, and this earns you long-term respect. This respect isn't just from others, it's the respect you build within yourself. When you live with integrity, you sleep soundly at night knowing that your actions align with your values, and you wake up with a sense of peace and confidence in who you are. Integrity builds self-worth. Integrity is a powerful tool for building self-esteem and self-worth. When you live authentically, you respect yourself. You trust yourself because you've proven time and again that you can stand firm in your principles. This builds inner strength, and when challenges arise, it gives you the resilience to face them head-on. Over time, your integrity becomes a reflection of your personal growth. The more you practice it, the more you see your life transform in meaningful ways. Living with integrity doesn't just impact your relationships or your reputation, it shapes your identity. Living with integrity might be challenging at times, especially when it feels like the easier path is to compromise. But over the long term, it is always the most rewarding. Integrity is the foundation upon which a fulfilling and meaningful life is built. And when you commit to it, you create a life of authenticity, trust, and deep respect from both others and yourself. 15. Declutter your space. A cluttered space often leads to a cluttered mind. Have you ever noticed how a messy room or a disorganized workspace can make you feel stressed, distracted, or overwhelmed? It's not just about tidying up. Decluttering your environment has a profound impact on your mental clarity, focus, and overall well-being. The first step is acknowledging the connection between your physical space and your mental state. Studies show that living or working in cluttered spaces can increase levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. The more chaotic your surroundings, the harder it becomes to relax or concentrate. A cluttered environment can make your mind feel just as scattered as the pile of items around you. So how do you start decluttering? The key is to take it one step at a time. If the thought of tackling the entire house or office feels daunting, begin with smaller, manageable areas. You could start with your desk, a drawer, or even a single shelf. By focusing on just one area, you avoid feeling overwhelmed and give yourself a sense of accomplishment as you make progress. Once you've cleared a small space, you'll feel motivated to continue. A great rule to follow when maintaining a decluttered space is the one in, one out rule. Every time you bring something new into your life, whether it's a new pair of shoes, a book, or a piece of furniture, commit to getting rid of something old. This simple habit prevents things from piling up and keeps your space functional and organized. Decluttering also involves evaluating what you truly need in your life. Ask yourself, does this item add value to my life? If you haven't used something in 6 months, chances are it's not essential. Sentimental items can hold meaning, but if they're just collecting dust and taking up space, consider letting them go. Focus on keeping only the things that truly serve a purpose, contribute to your happiness, or hold irreplaceable memories. The rest is just clutter that distracts from your overall sense of peace. Once you've decided what to keep and what to let go of, the next step is sorting your items. Separate your belongings into 3 categories: those that can be donated, sold, or recycled. Items in good condition that no longer serve you can be given to someone else who will appreciate them. If you're looking to make a little extra money, consider selling items online or at a garage sale. Recycling can help reduce waste and free up space. But decluttering isn't just a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. To ensure your space stays organized, you need to implement daily habits. Set aside a few minutes each day to tidy up your living or work area. Making your bed every morning, putting things back in their designated places, and spending just 10 minutes each evening straightening up can go a long way in keeping clutter from accumulating. The more consistent you are, the less often you'll need to do a major decluttering session. Speaking of designated places, one of the main reasons clutter accumulates is that items don't have a specific place. When things are constantly being left out or thrown into random piles, they add to the chaos. To prevent this, take the time to assign a place for everything. Whether it's a shelf for books, a drawer for office supplies, or a basket for keys, when every item has its place, it becomes much easier to maintain order. Decluttering doesn't just apply to physical spaces, it also extends to your digital life. Your phone, computer, and social media accounts can quickly become overwhelming with unread emails, outdated apps, or old files. Set aside time each week to clear out your inbox, delete unnecessary apps, and organize digital files into folders. A clean digital space not only reduces stress, but also improves your productivity. Furthermore, it's important to recognize the emotional clutter in your life. Just as physical clutter can overwhelm your space, emotional clutter, unresolved issues, grudges, or negative thought patterns can have a similar impact. When you declutter your environment, it often becomes easier to clear your mind as well. Take the time to work through any emotional baggage, whether that means talking things out with a trusted friend, journaling, or seeking professional support. Letting go of negative emotional clutter will help bring a sense of clarity and peace. Lastly, let go of perfectionism. Decluttering doesn't mean everything has to be immaculate or spotless. The goal is not to achieve an idealized version of cleanliness, but to create an environment that makes you feel at ease. A little mess here and there is okay as long as it doesn't overwhelm you. Focus on progress, not perfection. Small improvements over time will lead to lasting changes, and it's the effort that counts, not achieving an unrealistic standard. Once you've cleared out your space and made decluttering a habit, the benefits will become evident. A decluttered environment leads to increased mental clarity, better focus, and reduced stress. You'll likely feel a sense of relief and lightness, and your mind will be better equipped to tackle challenges. A clean, organized space fosters creativity, boosts your mood, and promotes overall well-being. By maintaining a decluttered environment, you're not just organizing your space, you're creating an atmosphere that supports your mental and emotional health, setting the foundation for a better life. 16. Stay curious. Curiosity is the driving force behind growth, discovery, and a meaningful life. It's what fuels innovation, inspires creativity, and keeps us engaged in the world around us. But curiosity is more than just asking questions. It's a mindset, a way of being. When you embrace curiosity, you open yourself to endless possibilities. At its core, curiosity is about exploration. It's the desire to understand how things work, why things are the way they are, and what else is out there. This mindset keeps your brain active, sharp, and engaged. When you're curious, you naturally seek out new knowledge, experience, and understanding. This can lead to richer, more fulfilling experiences, as well as a deeper connection to the world. Curiosity also helps combat boredom and stagnation. Life can become dull when you stop seeking new experiences, ideas, or challenges. The curious mind, however, thrives on novelty. It welcomes the unknown and sees it as an opportunity to grow. To cultivate curiosity, start by asking more questions. A curious person is always asking questions. Instead of taking things at face value, challenge assumptions, explore new perspectives, and wonder about the why behind things. When you ask questions, you open doors to deeper insights and more meaningful conversations. Don't be afraid to ask dumb questions. Often, those are the ones that spark the greatest discoveries. Curiosity also thrives when you step outside your comfort zone. It's in unfamiliar territory where curiosity finds its spark. Trying new activities, reading about topics you've never explored, or traveling to places that push you outside your routine, these are all ways to fuel your curiosity. When you're willing to take risks and embrace the unknown, you naturally become more curious about the world around you. Being open-minded is another key aspect of curiosity. It's not just about seeking new information, it's about being open to new ideas and perspectives. Don't close yourself off to viewpoints that are different from your own. Approach them with an open mind, even if they challenge your beliefs. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything you hear, but being open to new ideas enriches your understanding and broadens your worldview. Another powerful tool for cultivating curiosity is embracing the beginner's mind. This concept comes from Zen philosophy, which emphasizes approaching life with an attitude of openness, eagerness, and a lack of preconceptions. Even if you've mastered a skill or topic, try to view it with fresh eyes. This can help you uncover new layers of understanding and keep your curiosity alive, no matter how experienced you are. Exploring new hobbies and interests is another way to nurture curiosity. Whether it's learning to play an instrument, studying a new language, or diving into a topic you've never considered before, making room for exploration keeps life exciting. Curiosity also brings unexpected rewards. Sometimes the things you least expect can turn into lifelong passions. Curiosity also requires patience. Sometimes the answers don't come immediately, and the path you're on may not be clear, but that's part of the journey. Stay patient and enjoy the process of discovery, knowing that each step brings you closer to understanding something new. Seek out diverse experiences, as these provide endless opportunities for curiosity to thrive. Traveling to new places, meeting new people, or engaging with different types of media, these experiences expose you to different viewpoints and spark new questions. The more diverse your experiences, the more likely you are to see the world in different ways and develop new interests. Reflection is another important aspect of curiosity. When you learn something new, take time to reflect on what you've gained and how it connects to what you already know. Reflecting helps solidify new knowledge and encourages further exploration, helping you grow continuously. Finally, curiosity is not just a phase or something to engage with intermittently. It's a lifelong habit. When curiosity becomes part of your everyday mindset, you're constantly seeking new things to learn and explore. It's not about diving deep into every topic, but about maintaining a steady habit of exploration. This mindset ensures that you never stop learning and discovering, no matter how old you get. The benefits of staying curious are profound. Curiosity enhances your problem-solving skills. When you approach challenges with a curious mindset, you're more likely to find innovative solutions. Instead of focusing on obstacles, you focus on possibilities and alternatives. Curiosity also builds resilience. When faced with adversity, curious people ask questions like, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "What new opportunities might arise from this challenge?" This mindset helps you bounce back faster and view problems as opportunities for growth rather than setbacks. Additionally, curiosity fosters deeper connections with others. When you're genuinely curious about people, it creates stronger, more meaningful relationships. Asking thoughtful questions and actively listening to others builds trust and rapport, making it easier to connect on a deeper level. Curiosity also fuels creativity. It encourages you to look at things from different perspectives and find new ways of doing things. The more you explore, the more ideas you gather, and the more creative you become. By staying curious, you continuously feed your creative mind and open up new avenues for innovation. Lastly, curiosity adds purpose to your life. When you're actively seeking new knowledge and experiences, life feels more fulfilling. You wake up each day excited to uncover something new, whether it's a small detail or a major breakthrough. Curiosity adds meaning to the ordinary and turns everyday experiences into opportunities for discovery. In conclusion, staying curious is one of the most powerful ways to live a fulfilling and enriched life. It keeps your mind sharp, your heart engaged, and your world vibrant. Curiosity ensures that you're never bored, never stagnant, and always evolving. Embrace it and let it lead you to new adventures, deeper knowledge, and a more meaningful existence. The world is full of wonders waiting to be discovered. Are you ready to explore? 17. Take risks. Taking risks is one of the most powerful ways to unlock growth and achieve extraordinary things in your life. Yet it's also one of the most intimidating actions to take. Fear of failure, uncertainty, and the comfort of the familiar often hold us back. But here's the truth. Without risk, there is no reward. Let's first address the root of why we fear taking risks. As humans, we're wired for safety. Our brains are designed to keep us from danger, and stepping into the unknown can feel inherently threatening. But risk, when managed, is not about recklessness. It's about making calculated decisions, stepping outside of your comfort zone and opening the door to new possibilities. Often, we let our fear of the what-ifs keep us stagnant. But what if the greatest opportunity is just beyond that fear? Taking risks forces you to confront your fears head-on. Every time you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, you build resilience. You develop the strength to handle whatever life throws your way, because you've already faced uncertainty and survived. When you take a risk, you not only open yourself up to new experiences, but you also learn more about yourself. Stepping into new territory challenges your beliefs and assumptions. Maybe you'll discover hidden talents or learn that you have the ability to handle situations you once thought impossible. Either way, you grow. Taking risks also unlocks opportunities. Often, the greatest rewards come when you're willing to step into the unknown. A new job, a new relationship, or a personal achievement may all be waiting for you just on the other side of that risk. The greater the risk, the greater the potential for a breakthrough. Risk-taking is also essential to building confidence. Every time you take a risk and succeed, your confidence grows. Even if things don't work out the way you planned, you still gain invaluable lessons, and the courage to try again becomes a powerful asset in your toolkit. The more risks you take, the more comfortable you become with uncertainty, and the more you learn to trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. By pushing yourself past your limits, you redefine what's possible. Risk forces you to adapt, think creatively, and find solutions that you wouldn't have encountered otherwise. It shows you that your limits are often self-imposed and that you have the ability to push through them. Taking risks doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind. It's about making intentional, calculated decisions that align with your goals and values. If you're new to risk-taking, start with small steps. It could be as simple as trying a new hobby, applying for a job you're unsure about, or speaking up in a meeting. These smaller risks will help you build confidence for bigger challenges ahead. Before diving in, assess the potential rewards. Ask yourself, what's the potential reward? Is it something you genuinely want? Risks should be taken with a sense of purpose. They should align with your long-term goals and be worth the potential discomfort. It's important to also embrace the possibility of failure. Understand that not every risk will pay off, and that's okay. Failure is a part of growth, and even if things don't go as planned, you can extract valuable lessons from the experience. The key is to learn from your mistakes and use them to improve your future decision-making. Weighing the risks versus the consequences is another crucial step. Think about the worst-case scenario. What's the worst thing that could happen if you take the risk? Often, we exaggerate the consequences in our minds, but if you assess them calmly, you'll find they're not as dire as they seem. Ultimately, taking risks is about trusting yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. You are more capable than you realize. Even if a risk doesn't result in success, you will learn and adapt, which only adds to your experience. The bottom line is that risk equals growth. It isn't just about the big leaps. It's about the mindset you cultivate, the willingness to step into the unknown with the faith that you'll come out stronger on the other side. When you commit to taking calculated risks, you're committing to personal growth and the possibility of life-changing experiences. So, challenge yourself to take that first step. It could be the decision that transforms your life, opens up new opportunities, and shows you just how resilient and capable you truly are. Practice self-discipline. Self-discipline is the cornerstone of achieving any goal, whether personal or professional. It's about making the right choices, consistently, even when it's difficult. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get distracted by instant gratification, social media, junk food, procrastination. But the ability to stay focused and push through those urges is what sets successful individuals apart from those who struggle. Self-discipline begins with understanding your priorities. What matters most to you? Whether it's improving your health, building a business, or mastering a skill, The key is to align your actions with your long-term vision. It's not about willpower alone. It's about setting yourself up for success by creating systems and habits that support your goals. Start by setting small, actionable steps. Break your larger goals into bite-sized tasks that are manageable. For example, if your goal is to write a book, don't think about the entire manuscript. Instead, focus on writing for 30 minutes each day, or aim for a specific word count. Consistency is far more important than intensity when it comes to building self-discipline. Another key aspect of self-discipline is the ability to delay gratification. This means resisting the temptation of short-term pleasures that can derail long-term progress. It could be skipping that extra episode on Netflix in favor of reading, or turning down a tempting dessert when you're working on a health goal. The more you practice delayed gratification, the stronger your self-discipline becomes. You train your brain to understand that the reward comes after the work is done, not before. A big part of self-discipline is learning how to handle distractions. In an age where we're constantly bombarded with notifications and demands for our attention, it's easy to get off track. To stay focused, create a work environment free from distractions. Turn off your phone, block time on your calendar for uninterrupted work, and eliminate any other potential disturbances. If you're trying to stick to a fitness routine, for instance, plan your workouts in advance. Set your gym clothes out the night before, and commit to that schedule. The more prepared you are, the less room there is for distractions to creep in. Self-discipline also involves learning to deal with setbacks and failures. On the path to success, you're going to face challenges, whether that's a missed workout, a failed business venture, or an emotional setback. The true test of your discipline is how you respond. Are you going to give up at the first obstacle, or are you going to reframe the situation and keep going? The more resilient you become in the face of challenges, the easier it becomes to stick to your goals and maintain your discipline. One of the most powerful ways to enhance self-discipline is through habit formation. The more habits you cultivate that align with your goals, the less effort it takes to stay disciplined. For instance, if you make reading 10 pages a day a habit, it becomes automatic, and you don't have to rely on motivation to get it done. Your routine becomes the anchor, making discipline less about raw willpower and more about creating systems that run on autopilot. Also, make sure to celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Recognizing milestones helps reinforce the behaviors you're trying to establish. If you're sticking to a fitness regimen, acknowledge the small wins, like an extra set or an improvement in stamina. This positive reinforcement not only boosts your confidence, but also motivates you to keep going. Finally, understand that self-discipline doesn't mean perfection. It's not about never making a mistake or never slipping up. It's about having the ability to course correct when you do fall off track. The most disciplined people don't let one bad day derail their entire journey. They recognize it, learn from it, and get back to work. In summary, self-discipline is about being intentional with your time and choices. It's about creating an environment that supports your success and practicing habits that keep you aligned with your goals. By developing this skill, you're not only working towards your dreams, but also shaping your character in the process. As you grow in self-discipline, you'll begin to see how much more you're capable of, and your achievements will follow. 19. Let go of the past. Letting go of the past is often one of the hardest, yet most liberating things we can do. Many people carry the weight of past mistakes, regrets, and unresolved pain throughout their lives, allowing it to shape their present and future. The truth is, holding on to the past limits your potential and keeps you stuck in a cycle of negative thinking. First, you have to acknowledge that the past cannot be changed. No matter how much you wish you could go back and make different decisions, those moments are gone, and there's no way to undo them. But the beauty of life is that you have control over how you choose to react to the past. You can either allow it to hold you back, or you can decide to let it go and move forward. This means forgiving yourself. We are often our own harshest critics, and the guilt from past actions or decisions can weigh heavily on us. The truth is, you did the best you could at the time with the knowledge and resources you had. You made decisions that you thought were right, even if they didn't turn out the way you hoped. And that's okay. Forgiving yourself means releasing the grip of regret and accepting that you are human. You can learn, grow, and move on. Equally important is forgiving others. Holding grudges or staying angry at someone who hurt you can have a profound impact on your mental health and your ability to live a fulfilling life. Sometimes we hold on to resentment because we feel that if we forgive, we are excusing the other person's behavior. But forgiveness isn't about condoning what was done. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional weight of that anger. When you let go of resentment, you create space in your life for peace, joy, and healing. In addition to forgiving, you need to release the attachment to past identities. Many people define themselves by past experiences, such as their childhood, their failures, or even past achievements. But holding on to these identities prevents growth. You are not your past mistakes, nor are you your past successes. You are constantly evolving, and the person you were yesterday doesn't define who you are today or who you will be tomorrow. One of the most powerful ways to let go of the past is through mindfulness. Practice being present in the moment instead of dwelling on what happened in the past. When thoughts of the past come up, gently bring your focus back to what's happening now. This can be incredibly challenging at first, but with time and practice, it becomes easier to redirect your mind to the present. Journaling is another powerful tool for letting go of the past. Writing down your feelings can help you process emotions, release them, and gain clarity. Sometimes, simply putting your thoughts on paper can bring a sense of closure. Writing about your pain and experiences allows you to externalize them, which makes it easier to let go. It's also important to embrace the idea that growth often comes from pain. The difficulties you've faced, the mistakes you've made, and the heartbreaks you've experienced have all contributed to shaping who you are today. Rather than seeing the past as something to regret, try viewing it as a series of lessons that have prepared you for a brighter future. This shift in perspective can help you break free from the emotional chains of the past and move forward with strength and resilience. Lastly, if you find it difficult to let go of the past, consider seeking help. Therapy or counseling can provide a safe space for you to process unresolved emotions and gain support in releasing what no longer serves you. Sometimes professional guidance is necessary to help untangle deep-seated pain and create a path forward. Letting go of the past isn't a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. It requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to embrace the present moment. But once you release the emotional baggage of the past, you'll find yourself lighter, freer, and more open to the possibilities of the future. Remember, life is too short to live in the shadow of yesterday. Embrace today and let go of the weight of yesterday's burdens. 20. Seek balance. Achieving balance is one of the most important aspects of living a fulfilling life, but it's also one of the trickiest. Life has a way of pulling us in different directions, whether it's work, family, friendships, or personal goals. It's easy to become consumed by one area and neglect others, but true contentment comes from creating harmony between all aspects of your life. Start with self-awareness. To begin finding balance, it's essential to have a deep understanding of where your time and energy are currently going. Take a step back and evaluate your life. Are you spending too much time at work? Are you neglecting your health or personal relationships? Self-awareness is key to making changes that lead to a more balanced life. Ask yourself questions like, what's important to me? Where am I out of alignment? When you know where you stand, you can begin to make intentional changes. Prioritize your well-being. A balanced life begins with taking care of yourself first. Without physical and mental well-being, nothing else will truly feel fulfilling. This means eating well, exercising regularly, and making time for relaxation and self-care. But balance doesn't mean you have to be constantly healthy or perfect. It's about finding a rhythm where you feel energized and content with your habits. Take a walk. Meditate, do something creative, anything that nurtures your body and mind. Set boundaries. Setting boundaries is vital for balance. This means learning to say no when you need to and protecting your time from outside pressures. It's tempting to please others or take on too much, but in the end, overcommitting only leads to burnout. Boundaries help you preserve your energy and stay focused on your priorities. For example, if work is demanding too much of your time, set specific work hours and stick to them. If you're constantly called on by friends or family, politely communicate your needs and the space you require. Work and personal life. Striking a balance between work and personal life is an ongoing challenge, especially in a world that never seems to stop. It's easy to become so focused on career success that you neglect relationships or your own happiness. While work is necessary, it shouldn't be your whole life. Set clear boundaries around work hours, don't let emails and calls intrude into your personal time, and make sure you schedule time for activities outside of work that bring you joy. A fulfilling job is important, but it should coexist with other meaningful aspects of your life. Time for relationships. One of the most fulfilling parts of life is the relationships we have with others. However, in the hustle of daily life, it's easy to neglect the people who matter most. True balance means making time for family, friends, and loved ones, even when life gets busy. It's about quality over quantity. Even a simple phone call or a few minutes of focused, undistracted time with someone can strengthen bonds and bring joy. Remember, relationships take effort, and the most rewarding ones require time and nurturing. Mental and emotional balance. Balance isn't just physical, it's also emotional and mental. Learning to manage stress, practicing mindfulness, and staying mentally focused are essential for emotional stability. If you're constantly overwhelmed, it's important to step back and take stock of your emotional state. Are you reacting impulsively, or are you responding with clarity? Mindfulness techniques such as deep breathing and meditation can help ground you in the present moment. Also, don't be afraid to seek support when needed, whether from a therapist, a trusted friend, or a support group. Work towards long-term fulfillment, not just short-term satisfaction. It's easy to get caught up in the chase for immediate gratification, but true balance comes from working towards long-term fulfillment. Whether it's in your career, personal projects, or relationships, consider what truly aligns with your deeper values and long-term goals. What's meaningful to you? What makes you feel fulfilled in the long run? When you align your daily activities with long-term happiness, balance naturally follows. Give yourself permission to rest. Rest is often undervalued in our society that celebrates hustle, but it's one of the most crucial elements of balance. Without proper rest, we become burnt out, unproductive, and disconnected. Whether it's taking a weekend off, scheduling regular vacations, or just spending an afternoon with no agenda, rest is an investment in your future success. It's also important to take breaks throughout your day to refresh your mind and body. Balance isn't just about how much you do, it's about how well you recover. Be flexible and adapt. Finally, life is unpredictable, and balance is not a one-size-fits-all formula. Some days will require more focus on one area, and other days you'll need to shift priorities. Flexibility is key. For example, there may be times when work demands extra hours or when family needs your attention. Don't be too hard on yourself when things get out of sync. The goal is not perfection, but adaptation and the ability to recenter when life pulls you in unexpected directions. In conclusion, balance isn't something that can be achieved once and for all. It's a lifelong practice of self-awareness, self-care, boundaries, and adaptability. The goal isn't to do everything, but to do what matters most to you and create harmony in all areas of your life. Balance doesn't look the same for everyone, and it's okay for it to shift over time. The key is finding a rhythm that nurtures your body, mind, and spirit, and allows you to live fully without sacrificing any important part of your life. Incorporate these into your daily routine, and you'll notice a profound shift in your mindset and your overall well-being. Remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Small, consistent actions over time lead to meaningful change. Don't rush the process, embrace it. Now watch this video to unlock the key to everlasting success and to achieve anything that you desire. Watch now and discover how to shift your mindset for success. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who you feel needs to hear this. Thanks for watching, and remember to be stoic, always.